Clear. I'm a little nervous about 2010 because it's the year of the cock. There it is. You suppress crap trying to come out your skin. It's going to drive it through the... I couldn't resist, sorry. It's going to drive it down through the epidermis, into the dermis, into the interstitial tissues. The boss is going to call and say, Bobby, they've shut us down again. Bobby will say, yeah, boss, what are we going to do now? Boss say, we only got one last thing we can do, Bobby. They're not stopping. They're fighting us every step of the way. They're not walking much. They're not drinking enough water. They're malilluminated. They're afraid of the sun. They're not doing anything, Bobby, to help us here. We're going to have to build an internal self-containment unit. A what, boss? A garbage can, Bobby, a garbage can. We're going to have to build a garbage can, construct it, and start driving everything into it. Oh, that's right. They call it tumor, which is Latin for internal garbage can. We try to act like tumors are some mysterious thing. It is not. Your cells are intelligent. It knows what it's doing. You got some waste material that's all blocked and stuffed up, and so it's trying to build it and contain it. I keep spitting. I hit you with that spit. No? Yes? Let me get closer. I'll get you good. No. So there it is. It builds a tumor. You go to the doctor. What are we going to do? Well, we'll stick it with a needle, which will release everything inside out to the body, make things worse. It'll cause inflammation and infection, but that's okay. We'll give you some antibiotics and painkillers, and then we'll send it off to the laboratory, which has a 70% false positive inaccuracy. We'll believe in it, and so then we'll cut the lump out. Oh, doctor, after you wake up the next morning, did you get it all? Yeah, we had to take a lot of good flesh out around it, but we got it all. Oh, thank you, thank you. Just take your pain pills, your antibiotics, and you can go home. Oops, nope, you picked up a golden staff. Stay here a little longer. Most dangerous environments on the earth is the hospitals because they use more antibacterials and antibiotics in that environment than anywhere else on the earth. There are people that go in for a simple test and die within 72 hours because of the infection they get. And so there you are, doing your good little sheeple thing. You cut out a tumor, 100% guaranteed, you're going to have more. Because the boss is going to call down, Bobby, I thought I told you to build a garbage can. Well, did you? Well, where is it? We don't know. Somebody broke in one night and stole it. It's you. The boss says, Bobby, who in the hell would break into a house and steal a garbage can? He says, I don't know, boss. We think they were on drugs. There were drugs all around the site. So that was it. What are we going to do now, boss? Bobby, if these things are going to be disappearing on us, then we need to build 3 more. It's going to take us about 9 to 18 months. All depends on where we decide to put it in its safest area to protect this body we're dealing with. But we're going to grow some more. How many know that that happens all the time? So now they go in, they can either decide to cut it out again or they radiate it. All of these procedures are cancer causing, and they know that. You wind up with chemotherapy. Those are some of the most dangerous, toxic carcinogens that you can take into the body. But the whole philosophy is fight fire with fire. This is a war. They think they're going to kick our butt. We'll kick their butt. Pretty soon they're burying you. Hey, we did all we could do. Thanks for coming in. Leave the check on the table. And it's sad. It breaks my heart because I've had the beautiful but heartbreaking experience of seeing the truest truth of the abilities of the human body to heal itself, to complete itself, to clear itself. But it's only when we understand principles of health in its simplest form. Your ancestors understood foods in ways that was so brilliant. They looked at a tomato and they knew a tomato, even though it was sliced the wrong direction, it has 4 chambers. It's red and has 4 chambers, just like the heart. Your ancestors believed that because it looked like the heart, it was heart food. Now there's studies that are published without trying to bring a product to market that shows that tomatoes are heart food. You know, you can look at cauliflower. They come in what we call heads. And that exactly looks like a dissection of the brain. It is the most brilliant presentation of all of the brain structures. And it comes in a head of cauliflower. Broccoli does the same thing. It's a head of broccoli. And you look at those structures, again, it's the dendritic branching and the neurons and everything else within the convoluted mass of the neocortex all the way back to the visual cortex. And it's just brilliant what this is. Walnuts. A walnut looks like it has a left and right hemisphere, just like the brain. And when you look at it, when it's complete, it's got the upper cerebrums, lower cerebellums, it's got the wrinkles like the convoluted druidic folds. And now they know that walnuts have one of the highest concentrations of omega-3s, 6s, 9s, and the oils remove lipofuscin plaque from the areas of the brain that cause memory loss. It restores memory. So go nuts. They call this an almond. The Latin for almond is amygdala. That's part of the brain that looks just like an almond. And now they know that almonds target the neurochemistry of the brain within the hydronium fluids that generates emotional molecules of happiness and joy. Cool stuff. An avocado. You can look at an avocado, and I got to tighten this up real quick. It looks like a womb and a cervix, just like the female. It has one swollen seed, like a woman who is pregnant. Fascinating, because they realize now this contains the nutritional components that our ancestors said would reduce complications in delivery. It would help a woman to lose unwanted weight, balances female hormones. This is one of the best hormone replacement therapies that they know of. The problem is there's no money in it. And it's interesting to me because it takes exactly 9 months to grow an avocado from a blossom to ripened fruit. It's almost like this stuff could be more than an accident. It's almost like it's designed for us. A sliced carrot looks like it has an iris with radiating lines. Looks just like the human eyeball in its pattern. Ancients believed it was good for the eyes. Now we know if you eat one medium-sized carrot for 7 days, it increases blood supply to the eyes by 25%. It not only brings what today is called carotenoids, and it's so funny how they market all their pills. Hi, you can get 1 bottle of lycopene, which is good heart food. Lycopene is Latin for red. Red food. Here's carotenoids. That's Latin for orange food. Do you realize there are anthocyanins? It means blue, purple food. Oh, and look at that celery. The ancients believed that was a bone. It looks like a bone, snaps like a bone. It's almost as hard as chewing a bone. And now they know it's 21% phytolytic or plant sodium, and your bones are 21% sodium. And this has over 9,500 nutritional components that target bone density. Cornell Medical, in their own published studies, they tested it on 1,500 women that had aggressive stages of osteoporosis. They did no treatments, got them on nothing but raw food, got them walking and eating 3 to 4 stalks of celery this size. Every single one of them within 9 months had remissed their osteoporosis. But this is published, but no one gets into it. There's no money in getting it out there. So that's what I'm doing. Here's what this comes down to. I've been involved in this revolution for 40 years. And now it's finally hit a point to where it's gaining critical mass and more people are becoming passionate and interested about understanding health. If you want to understand disease and death, study disease and death. If you want to know about health and life, study health and life. There were 3 infinities that our ancestors understood in every culture. They had different names, but in one culture it was called gnosis, praxis, and telecus. To know and to do and to be. That as you know something, you can do that which you know. That as you do that which you know, you become that which you do. And in that becoming, it takes you to a higher level of awareness to be able to understand new things. And so that's why they called them the three infinities. To